Okay, so this week's topic was political video mashups, and we were all asked to create our own video. My political video mashup was about how women are becoming more prominent in politics worldwide, especially towards the end of the 20th century and onwards. I started the video with clips from the early to mid 20th century that are of famous historical speeches by male political leaders such as John F. Kennedy, Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt. These clips show how during this time period politics was a very male-dominated field. I then used juxtaposing clips of famous speeches from the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s and the present decade, made by female politicians and female political leaders such as Julia Gillard, who was the first female Australian Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and Dilma Rousseff, who was the first female President of Brazil. These clips reinforce how more women are becoming visible in modern politics. I also used Beyonce's Run the World song over these clips as it's a very female empowering song. It talks about how women can still have a career after motherhood, women's independence and how more girls are becoming graduates. So I thought it was a very appropriate song to use. I don't necessarily agree with what each politician did or said that I included in the video, nor do I think women are better at being politicians than men or vice versa. The only message intended for the video was to purely show how women are becoming increasingly prominent in modern day politics in comparison to the early to mid 20th century. So in this week's reading, Richard Edwards and Chuck Tryon explore how political video mashups are allegories of citizen empowerment. They start by saying that video mashups are part of a growing online remix culture whereby anyone, even a person with limited media skills, can contribute to the video mashup phenomenon. The political video mashup phenomenon was established by a video called Vote Different, which broke into mainstream media in 2007. This video was a pioneer and exemplified how citizen-generated political media can be enabled by Web 2.0, such as YouTube, and it creates a participatory culture that is easy to follow and easy to use. Edwards and Tryon call this a technological tsunami where anyone can be a producer. Political video mashups address social, political and ethical issues. They can be overtly political and can also be produced for pure entertainment. The political video mashup typically consists of a combination of two pre-existing videos or audio sources. One is from the political realm, such as speeches or congressional testimony, and the other source is from popular culture, such as movies or songs. So, for example, in the political video mashup that I created, I used sources from the political realm, which were famous speeches made by powerful politicians. And the second source I used was from pop culture, which was Beyonce's Run the World song. So by juxtaposing two texts together, it helps to create new meaning and subverts dominant ideological messages, and as Edwards and Tryon say, they can poke holes in the discourses of powerful political figures. The message that my political video intends to send is that politics is not a field that is entirely dominated by male figures. Political video mashups are also referred to as a type of critical digital intertextuality, and so the mashup requires the viewer's previous knowledge of both texts to understand the subverted ideological message. So according to Edwards and Tryon, there are three types of political video mashup. The first type of political video mashup is political advocacy. An example of this type of political video mashup is the Vote Different video, where we are shown a desire for a more participatory political system instead of a passive society. The video is a parody of the 1984 Apple Macintosh Super Bowl advertisement, where Hillary Clinton replaces the Big Brother figure, and her Conversation with America speech is shown to a very passive audience. We then see an active, athletic woman sprint through the crowd and throws a hammer at the screen. She's wearing a t-shirt with the Obama logo on it, which was the flagship symbol of Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. Vote Different is therefore an example of political advocacy, as it shows public support for Obama and his political party. It suggests that Hillary Clinton is very 1984 and her political views are outdated, whereas Obama represents a new kind of politics, and therefore this video works as an advocate to support Barack Obama's campaign in the 2008 US presidential election. The second type of political video mashup that Edwards and Tryon talk about is political protest. They use a mashup called Imagine This to describe this type of political video mashup. The video can be categorised as a form of political protest through juxtaposing pro-war and anti-war views. This is done through using John Lennon's Imagine song, which talks about peace and equality. Lennon was known for his extreme anti-war views and wrote about them in many of his songs. Another example is the Christmas song, War is Over. The song is played over political leaders' speeches such as George W. Bush's and Tony Blair's. This shows an extreme contrast. Bush and Blair's promotion of the Iraq War in the media after 9/11 propagates pro-war views, showing two competing and conflicting power systems where war versus peace. Politicians are supposed to bring peace to their nation, but instead politicians in the video are depicted as promoting war. This shows the politicians contradicting themselves, and therefore the video is protesting against the promotion of war, because an ideal leader should not be sending his or her people to danger. Okay, so lastly, the third type of political video mashup discussed in the reading is political commentary. This type of political video mashup is described through using the example of the 2007 Godfather 4 mashup video. The video is a fake trailer for an imagined sequel to the Godfather trilogy by telling the story of the US Department of Justice scandal. Instead of parodying the film, it scrutinises the Department of Justice scandal through the format of the Godfather films. As Edwards and Tryon state in the reading, Andy Cobb's Godfather 4 is a movie trailer mashup video that combines scenes from The Godfather with footage of Comey's testimony before Congress. The resultant project is an example of how the video mashup can be used as an act of political commentary. So from this, Edwards and Tryon mean that the popular YouTube mashup genre of the fake movie trailer can, like a regular movie trailer, tell a story about politics. In this case, the Godfather 4 mashup tells the audience about a particular political scandal where some members of Congress ordered phone records from the Associated Press. The Godfather 4 mashup requires the viewer's pre-existing understanding of the fake movie genre, the Godfather trilogy and the Department of Justice scandal in order to understand the political story being commentated. So when I researched political video mashups on YouTube, I found many interesting ones, but the one I found most popular, and is actually one of my favourites as well, was the political video mashup called 99 Problems But Me Ain't One. This video could be seen as a type of political advocacy because it works in favour of Obama and the US Democratic Party. It was created to persuade US citizens to vote for Barack Obama during the 2012 US presidential election and disregards his rival Republican candidate Mitt Romney.
99 problems, but ain't one. With all your bank problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but not one hit.
Whoever made this video must have spent a long time editing it and watching Obama's speeches to match the verbal components of his speeches to fit and imitate the lyrics in Jay-Z's hit song 99 Problems. Another interesting thing to point out is that, similar to the Imagine This video mashup, the viewer can notice two colliding ideologies and two polarising positions, which are Democratic views versus Republican views. So there can also be limitations to the political video mashup. It's important to consider how effective the videos can be in swaying people's political views, because after all, the viewers may see the videos and realise that they have been made for entertainment purposes and therefore not take the message being sent seriously. However, the political video mashups in favour of Obama could be seen as effective because, after all, he has won the past two presidential elections. Another question to consider is whether political video mashups tell the truth about political leaders, in which to some extent I think they do. I found another political video mashup on YouTube where someone had edited one of David Cameron's speeches to make it sound like he was saying what people actually believe the British Conservative Party do.
Because the truth is this: they call us the party of the better off, Conservatives who don't care. Tory cuts slashing the state, cruel Tories leaving people to fend for themselves, elitist Tories old-fashioned and out of touch, same old Tories who want to help the rich. You, the Conservative Party, helped to do that, and you should be proud of what you've done.
So the reason why people may believe that this tells the truth about the Conservative Party is because people have this belief that they don't really help the solve working class issues. For example, the Tory government decided to spend millions of pounds on the 2012 Olympics instead of helping end poverty in London.
We got an eco-friendly government. They preserve our natural habitat, built an entire Olympic village around where we live, about pulling down any flats, give us free money and we don't pay any tax. NHS healthcare, yes please, many thanks. People get stabbed round here, there's many shanks. Nice knowing someone's got a back when we...
The most important points to note about political video mashups are that they are seen as a new form of online activism and citizen empowerment, as they allow regular people in society to express their personal political views through Web 2.0. They can also take many different forms and genres. They can subvert dominant political ideologies, can be overtly political, but can also be created for humour and entertainment purposes.